We're back for another video, obviously off the back of doing the live streaming one that we did last week. So we've had quite a good response from that. I had quite a lot of comments, suggestions, people's feedback on it, which is what we're really aiming for. If you've got any comments or any questions, please do drop them in the box below wherever you're seeing this video. We'll be putting out in various different places. It'll be on YouTube, it'll be on Facebook, so there's plenty of options for how you can get hold of it and how you can share it out. We'd also say, do share it to people that you know that are in churches or other groups that are looking at how they can navigate being closed for such a long period of time now. What we're looking at today is basically the basics of getting a video recorded, edited and uploaded onto the internet and able to be shared amongst your audience. So what I've actually got set up in front of me right now is 3 different cameras all staring at me. So we can look at the different options. So one is my Nikon DSLR. I've also got my phone in the middle there, and as you can see it keeps staring across because I've got my webcam running as well, which is going to be recording the whole thing. Basically what I'm aiming at to show you here is that the big expensive camera is not going to be that much better than the cheaper options, and the option specifically that you carry about in your pocket, which is your mobile. It's going to be your most simple tool to get hold of for making these kind of videos, and especially for when there's social content and when it's not going to be, say, a bumper video for an event you've got coming up, when it's something that's filling a need like we need just now. Obviously with the news from last night, because I'm recording this on Tuesday, for the most big gatherings are now being cancelled. The advice is that you're going to be wanting to cancel your church services that are in person. What we would be saying to you is, obviously from the last video, was that live streaming is an option to you. I had a lot of feedback saying that people maybe weren't quite comfortable with live streaming off the bat like this because they've got no experience, and it suddenly that would be the only option for how you'd reach out with your church. So what we would be thinking would be, well, you can still produce that content, you can pre-record it in a video. That gives you the opportunity to have more than one take at it. I'll be amazed if this video even is done in one take. From experience, it doesn't always happen. But it also lets you cut and chop and be able to have a bit more freedom with what you do and how you present your message, and you want to take bits out because they don't apply by the time you get to releasing it. There's loads of other reasons for doing it. It could be your internet connection, anything like that. It gives you another option. It also gives you the option of that you don't need to be there and then on a Sunday morning ready to go to live stream. It means you can do it when you've got time during the week. You could even have it that you've got other members of the team, so you could have worship recorded from your worship leader during the week. That could be edited in with your pastor or your minister, sharing a wee quick devotional in the middle of it with some more worship at the end, or a prayer from someone else at the end. You have more options with that, and you don't all need to be there at the same time to produce the content, basically. So we're going to look at that. The other thing we're going to look at is quick, easy ways of editing the video once you've got it. There are plenty of tools. I'm running a Windows laptop here, so for the webcam, all I have done is going down into the search bar beside the wee menu button and typed in camera. Literally that gives you your video capture straight away to record the video from the webcam. I've obviously plugged in my external webcam that I used for the other video, purely so that I can have the 3 cameras sit beside each other while holding my laptop in front of me. You can use the camera in the laptop, but it'll give you just as good a video. There's no need for an external one unless you've got one. Same deal with if you've got a desktop or a tower machine. If you've got the webcam, just type in the camera in your search bar, it'll bring up the option, and you just need to click on video and click record, and away you go. You will get a file out. Phone, everybody's probably familiar with how you would do it on a phone. Open up your camera, hit video, record, there you go. Depending on what you're doing, how your video you want it to go with the phone, depends on what orientation you have it. I would say if you're doing something that's a bit more formal, longer format, or if you're cutting in other people, so you would have more than one video going together, I would go with the landscape orientation. Looks a bit better. It's a bit easier to cut videos together if they're all done in the same format. You can do it portrait as well, which would be long ways, which is fine as well. You just need to make sure if you've got more than one person producing the video that you all have the same format, same landscape or portrait, just to keep the consistency through. It makes your video editing a lot easier as well, because you're not dealing with different size videos. Again, for the DSLR, if you've got one, that's brilliant. You can use it for the video. You're probably familiar with how to set it up if you own one of them. It's a bit more of a professional brand of camera. You tend to need more knowledge to run them. Usually if you've got one, you kind of have a good understanding how to do it. This camera is quite easy to set up. Put it on a tripod so I'm not holding it. They are kind of heavy cameras, you might want to think about that. And I put it into video mode and it just records. Differences between files. Webcam, obviously it's going straight onto my laptop, so there's no need for moving files about. Mobile phone, it'll depend on the phone whether it's got a memory card in it, or if you need the cable that came with it to plug into the laptop to move the files across. Your SLR camera, you're going to need to be able to take the memory card and plug it into a computer, but obviously again, tends to be if you've got one of those cameras, you already know how to deal with those kind of files and how to move them about, so I'm not going to deep dive into that because there's plenty of other videos that are better explaining the technicalities than I will be. Lastly, editing the file. Again, depends on what you're doing. If you're doing it on the phone, you're purely doing it all on the phone. There's plenty of built-in video editing on the phones. The phone I'm recording on is a Samsung Note 8. It's got its own built-in editor for the videos. I don't even need to download an app to do it. But there are plenty of free apps on both Apple and Android stores that will do all that for you. Most of the time, you probably aren't wanting to look at a lot of editing to it. What you probably want to do is maybe edit out the start and the end where you're interacting with the phone and starting the recording and ending the recording. Maybe if something happens and you get interrupted, that kind of thing. I would say keep it simple, don't go overboard with it. You don't need to be adding in flying titles and all your intros and all that unless you're already doing that for videos. And I'm guessing if you're already producing videos, you're not going to really need to watch these videos. You know what you're doing. Uploading it depends what you're doing with it. You could, if you've got a website, you can directly upload it to that if you've got access and storage for that. There are plenty of options of file sharing apps. You've got OneDrive, Dropbox, all those kind of things. Even Google will do it. Where you can put it, it will be a more private place where if you're just wanting to say release a video to your membership and you're just wanting to email it out, that would be the way you would do it. We would be saying as well, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all these kind of networks will support video. I would be saying use as many as you can. You want to try and cover your church membership as broad as possible. They're all going to consume content in different ways. If you can get them on all the networks and all the different places, do it. There's no reason not to. So what I think I'll do now is I will cut this portion of the video here and we'll have a look at the upload methods for Facebook and YouTube, because I've had a few questions about how that all works. And you should now have seen the difference between the three cameras.
Okay, so we are back, and as you can see, I have transferred the videos from my cameras and my phone onto my computer. So what we're going to have a look at is a quick look at how you can edit with the software built into your computer if you're running on Windows anyway. So really, we'll pick one of these. Which one will we go for? Go for that one. Not sure what it's from, but we'll find out when we play it. So
we can look at these.
There we go. Videos all there. So we'll just pause that. So what we'll do, we'll make that full screen so we can see it a bit better. There we go. So there'll be a button, little pencil icon, editing photos is the one you're looking for, and then it'll give you some options. So you can trim it, you can draw on it, you can do other things with it. What that's done is opened up on my other screen, so let's drag that across there and we'll put it in here. So we'll wait on that loading. Hopefully it won't take too long. No, there we go. So there we have it. So what we can now do is you can move the little grey pin. I'll skip you through the video. So obviously there's all of me talking, blah blah blah. There's where I started the video. So we'll jump to there, And then to crop out the start of the video, all you need to do is drag that up to basically where you want to start. So there was my starting point. You can go up. We can also go up. I mean, we can play it as well and listen to it.
There's loads of other reasons for doing it. It could be your internet connection, anything like that.
Blah blah blah. So you can then go to the end and go, well, where did my
You could run
video stop? Did I get it right to the end? No. So
on the computer looking at the screen.
So probably want to take out just
looking at the screen.
Maybe take it out about there. There. So we would drag it back. Play it through, make sure it's alright. Oh, don't want to play the whole thing for you, so we will do that.
So I will see you in a minute when we're over on the computer looking at the screen.
Maybe take a wee bit more off of that. To there. So you've got your video edited. You can see how quick and easy it is to do it and just in the way it is. Button up here, save a copy. Means you're not overwriting the one you've done or the original video, so you can go back and chop it up, use it for other things, you can do all that kind of stuff. What we're going to do is you save a copy and that's your edited video ready to go. So I will come back once it's finished saving. It may take a while depending on how long your video is. Video files can tend to be quite big files, so we'll let that run and I'll come back to you when it's finished. Okay, so it is finished saving it. There it is there. It took maybe a couple of minutes to save it, so it should start. Yep, right after where my hand click was for the start of the video. And if we jump over to the end, it should be right as I'm going there. So that's perfect. It's all saved properly. So we can close that down. What we'll look at now is how to upload it. So we're going to start with Facebook here. Uploading a video is very simple. Click into the post bit. You've got the button there, so that'll open up your file browser over here and you can go and find the file. Or what you can do, if you've got it open already, just slide it over a bit so you can see it. You can drag and drop it straight into there and it'll come in here and it'll start uploading in the background while you're working on your description. So once you've got your description in there, say how to record a video. I have got a very noisy keyboard, I will apologise for that. Button lights up, ready to post. So when you click that, it'll upload the video or finish uploading the video and then process it, and that'll go straight onto your page. Another thing to note is, as you might be able to read in the video there, if you want to schedule this post, you can't do it directly from this window. So what we're going to do is I'm going to jump out of that. There is a link there too where you can do it, so you can click there and it'll take you through, but I'll take you through the full way so you can get started from it. So what you're looking for is publishing tools. It's up at the top here as well. It may not be on this top bar, it may be under this more tab here and there. So that's the two places it can be. If we click on that, it will open up another window and it will show you all the posts that you've already published. But over here in this left hand sidebar, the one under publish post is schedule posts. So that's the one you're looking for. When you're in here, there's a blue button up the top, click create. It'll be a very similar window that comes up. Might have a few different options. If you've got groups attached to your page and things, you might get options for that as well. Very similar, it works the same way. You can still drag and drop into it like that. You've got all the same buttons. If you're wanting other ones, they're in the B3 dots. Again, video, we'll say, put that in. And then the button's changed, it says schedule post. So what you can do is you can have it at pick. So, oh no, that just takes my help. You can have it automatically post the time. I would say don't do that. You probably want the custom one where you can pick when you want it to go out. So say I want to do it today at 2:30. There we go. Click schedule and I'll update that. It's going to upload it. And then once it's finished uploading, which I'm not going to let it do just because that'll make the video really long, it'll appear in behind here. So what we'll do is we'll create something a bit more simple just so you can see the process. So video recording and spell it right would be nice. So schedule post, we'll say for today at 2:30. Schedule. It'll upload that, and then it should appear over here. There we go. So then you'll be able to have a list of all the stuff that you've got scheduled. It tells you when, it'll tell you who did it as well. You can go back into this. You can see what it is, you can see what it looks like on mobile as well, which is quite handy if you've got images and things, and you do have the option to edit it, or if you click on the wee arrow, you can remove the schedule, reschedule it, you can backdate it, you can publish it right now, or you can delete it as well. So I'm just going to take that off because there was nothing in it. So next what we'll do is we'll jump over onto YouTube. So it's fairly simple. Up at the top right here beside where your account and stuff like that is, you've got the create video button. You've got the option there to go live, or if you click upload video, it'll open up another window hopefully. It's doing something. Yep, it'll take us into there. So again, you've got the button where you can select the file that you want, or it is drag and drop friendly. So there we go. What it's doing now is what you've got. Well, what it's doing is it's uploading the video in the background for you again. What you can do is you can put in a title here. You've got your description as well. It'll, once it's processed the video, it'll pick out thumbnails. So this is the difference between uploading to YouTube and uploading direct onto Facebook like that, is you can have a custom thumbnail. So that's the picture that appears before the video plays. It's up to you. It'll auto generate 3 options for you, or you can create your own and upload it as well. You can add it to a playlist if you want. You've got other options of this kind of stuff. Depending on what you're creating, I would say no, it's not made for kids, just to protect yourself. If you're doing kids stuff that's directly, Sunday school or something that's directly related to kids watching it, I would click yes. The main difference on this is the stuff for kids doesn't have things like ads, it doesn't track any of the usage data, who's watched it, all that kind of stuff, so it depends on you. I'm not going to deep dive into that because that's a whole topic on its own. If you want to find out more information on that, get in touch with me and I'll be able to explain it in depth and tailor what my advice to what your situation is as well. Click on more options. You've got loads of more options for it. Most of it won't matter to you. Probably you might want to change the category of what it comes under. There's not a lot of options in YouTube. Probably most of it's going to come under non-profits or people and blogs, depending on what you're talking about. Comments you can turn off if you want. You can turn off embedding. That will mean though that you can't directly import it into a website as easily. So that's up to you whether you want that on as well. You can have comments, you can have them held for approval, all that kind of stuff. That again depends on video content and how you're wanting people to interact with your video. The tags, it's up to you whether you want to put them in. I would say tag your church, tag maybe the date, topics and things that are mentioned in the video. It's a good process to get used to putting tags onto videos on YouTube, but they're not ranked as highly as the content that will be in these 2 boxes. So I would make sure you have a title that's descriptive of the video and expand on that title in the description of it. So if it's a devotional about a particular Bible verse, explain the key points of the Bible verse and the key points of the top, what you're discussing about the topic as well. From that you would move on to video elements. These are up to you. I'm not going to go into a lot of information. These are kind of extras for it. Visibility is the main one that you're wanting to look at. So you have public, which means everybody can look at it. Unlisted, so it's only a link that can, only people with the link that can view it. So say you wanted to only to go out to your members and you were going to email them all out the link and they were the only ones that would get it. That means they can all watch it, but no one will find it through YouTube search and stuff like that. Private is sort of basically invite only, so you can see it and then you can only invite people that have Google or YouTube accounts to view that. That's probably not going to be one for what this video is sort of describing videos for. That's a lot of videos in one sentence, sorry about that. So that's more for internal kind of video content, which you're probably not going to want to create. It's probably easier for you just to have a WhatsApp group or phone people rather than doing it this way. It's more like if you had a big corporation, you were doing internal training videos or something like that. Again, you can schedule, so it's its own option here. Again, very similar, very simple to use. You do have this option as well, which you've got in Facebook. If we go back to that one, actually no, you don't anymore. It is in there. Right, well, we'll show you that in a minute. So Premiere, if you click on that, it tells you there, and basically Premiere is a pre-recorded video that gets put out live. So if you don't want to live stream, say, a Sunday service, or you're wanting a live video to go out on Sunday when your normal service time would be, but you're not going to be doing it live at that point. Say you're going to record it on Wednesday afternoon, but you want it to go out live on Sunday at 10:30. This option gives you that. So what you can do is you can record your video the way we've shown you, can upload it to YouTube, then you click that button, and if you click set as Premiere at this time, so tomorrow at 12 AM, the video that we're uploading will go live onto YouTube, and we'll play through the first time as if it was live and happening at that time, even though it's not. That lets you do a multitude of things. It means that you have the live chat going on, so you can jump into the chat and talk to people that are watching the video live with them, so you can be discussing the topics as they go along. It also means that you're in essence doing a live video, but you're not having to be ready and prepared at that time to do it. The only sort of problem with it is you can't do the live interaction via the video, so you can't be reading, answering people's comments and stuff in the chat on the video on screen. You'd have to be doing it via the text in the chat at the side. So if we jump back, if you're wanting to do the premieres in Facebook, there is under Tools, you've got Creator Studio. So okay, we are now in the Creator Studio window, which is very similar to the YouTube Studio dashboard if you wanted to have a look around it. So to do premieres and things in Facebook, what you want to do is click on the content library. Again, it will open up a window with all your current posts. There is an upload video button at the top, so if you click on it, it will give you options. I'm going to click on the single video because I've only got the one file right now ready to go. So once we click on it, it opens up, and it looks fairly similar actually to the YouTube one, just with Facebook's flair to it. So we'll put in a title here just to let us move on to the next step. You've got various options down the side. They've got thumbnail, it's auto picked some already. We'll go for that one. Just as an example, you can add your own, or you can choose a frame from the video. You can basically step through the video frame by frame to pick one. You've got subtitles. I would avoid them if you can, because they're not 100% accurate, and obviously Scottish accents aren't always picked up by a computer very well. If you've got one of these smart home devices, you'll know what I'm talking about. You can add polls, you can add tracking and stuff. I would ignore that. 360 tools would be if you wanted to do one of those revolving video kind of things. Again, I wouldn't bother with that. So you can either hit next or publishing options at the top, and that will give you all these extra options. It does describe some of the stuff over here. It's telling me the things I've missed as well, so I haven't put a description in it, I haven't put tags in. So you can go back, click in there to add those in. You have the Premiere option there, which basically does the same thing as what the YouTube one does. You've got schedule, you can backdate it if you want to put it in the past, but there's no need for doing that for this kind of stuff. You can also choose how it will go out. It will display it in the Watch, which is basically Facebook's video only page on it. You'll probably be more familiar with that if you use the mobile phone app a lot, because it's got a button at the top for just watching videos. Newsfeed will be put onto your actual page's feed, which is what you're wanting to get it out there to people. Allowing embedding, again, same as YouTube, so you can put it onto your website and stuff like that, or you can add it as a secret video. There basically is the same sort of idea as YouTube's one. You'll get an embed code for a website, say, and you'll be able to get a link that you can email out or send to people that they can then access the video, but it won't appear publicly on Facebook. got playlists as well, you can make it available to other pages. So if you've got a group of churches and you're all going to say make a video a week, but one church is doing, say, the first week, next church is doing the second week, but you all want to be able to share it, you can go in there and allow cross-posting to pages. Will say this will only let you cross-post to pages that you personally are an admin on, so you may want to think about other ways of doing that kind of stuff. Again, not going to deep dive into that. If you're wanting information, let me know. Moderation, you can turn off comments if you want. I think because if we click that one, so you can turn off live commentary, and you can add a donate button, but unless you've got your church already set up into Facebook as an active charity and doing all that kind of stuff, just ignore that one as well. It's got up here how much it's uploaded. You can click publish. Obviously it will set it as premiere, so it won't go live till this time. If you click that, it will just upload in the background, and then it will publish it at this date and time. So I think that covers all the bases. I'm going to cancel that so I don't go and upload a half-made video. There we go. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Again, any suggestions, anything that you want more information about as well, let me know down below. If you've got things that you think you would want us to cover, stuff that you're struggling with, stuff that you've got, even if you've got ideas of things and you're not sure how to do it, let us know down below. And if your church or an organisation knows doing something in the digital space regarding, getting more communications out there, cause they can't meet in person, put it in the comments. It may be something that we want to look at to cover in a video for you, or it is great just to be sharing all these kind of ideas of how we're going to be still meeting, but not meeting in person because we're not allowed to do that. So obviously let us know down below, and make sure you share this with your churches and other people that are running groups that have been closed down, because there's lots of ideas you can pull out of this for that. So I am going to wrap it up there, and we will see you for another run, hopefully tomorrow maybe. We're going to look at how you can communicate with each other, run small groups and things like that, but virtually when you're not actually meeting in person. So till then, I will sign off.